Hey, we're here at Remax Elite. We're about to shoot our video with Sal Carolla, the broker of Remax Elite. He's one of the brokers, and I just wanted to say, enjoy the show.
Hello, I'm Stefano Diamidi with Whatevertainment TV. Today, one of our first guests that we're going to have on the show, and it was a hard interview to get also because he's so busy.
Very busy.
All right?
Very busy.
One of my brokers, Sal Carolla. Sal, how are you? How's everything going?
Very good, buddy. How's everything going?
How are you? My brother Leo, of course, he's always either in the background or he's here, you know. Well, Sal, you know, the topic on this show is going to be real estate based, pretty much.
Okay.
But I want to get inside your head. All right, I want to know Sal.
Most people do.
And if we're lucky enough, we might get inside my head too. I don't know.
It's
All right?
a scary place.
Yeah, it's a scary. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Sal, tell us about Sal pre-real estate.
Okay, well, I mean, I was a sergeant for the NYPD. I did almost 21 years there. I was your sergeant.
Still my sergeant.
Still your sergeant. Yeah, so you know, it was back in 2001 we had 9/11. That kind of set things into pace for me to become a realtor. I spent a lot of time at Ground Zero. I would say weeks or maybe months. And when that finally ended, I was used to a lot of overtime back then, and that basically stopped. And you know, as the cops were getting used to the money, we had to find different ways of filling the void. I went to the gym for the first time in wow, about 6-7 months. Ran into a guy I knew that was a broker, an owner in a little mom and pop shop, boutique shop in Brooklyn. And I said, listen, Sal, you have a great personality. People love cops then, you know, and why don't you become a realtor? You'll do really well. And I'm like, okay, why not? And whenever I do something, I go 100% in. I mean, I definitely know that. I dive into it. I don't half-ass anything. So I got my real estate license, and immediately I just started absorbing everything. I started reading books, watching videos, and just learning how to get for sale by owners and expireds. And my career basically took off. Stefano, as a cop, you're put into situations that you need to walk up to a difficult scene and take control. And
You gotta make it look like you know what you're doing.
you got to make exactly. Even when you don't, you got to fake it.
Fake it till you make it.
You fake it. So I took that
That's
attitude.
what my wife says.
Yeah. You too, huh? So I took that attitude and I put it with the real estate. And I just, in my head, I was still wearing the uniform, and I had no fear in making the phone call or showing up to people's houses, negotiating or whatever it was. It was a natural fit.
I want to play a game with you. Word association. Right? Say the first thing that comes to your mind.
Oh boy.
Home,
Sell.
whales,
Big.
horses.
Hung.
Okay, I don't know where that's going. All right. Now, in the whole real estate, procedure from showing the buyers around or meeting the buyers, I guess I would say first, or meeting the sellers, whichever side you're dealing with. Throughout the whole negotiation process and getting to closing, what is your favorite part of real estate?
It's not what you think it would be. The closing obviously is a great part of the transaction because it's payday, and a lot of time has gone into it, and there's no guarantee you'll ever get to that point. But I'm going to probably say that my favorite part is actually creating the relationship, that initial stage when you first meet that buyer or when you first meet that seller, and you have that one opportunity not to screw it up, to create like a friendship and a trust. And to me, it didn't matter if they ever bought a home or ever sold a home. It didn't really matter. But if I created that relationship and they trust me and they became an advocate of me, they will refer me more business. So that's probably my favorite part of the transaction, building that relationship. Second is getting paid, obviously.
My favorite part is it's the negotiation process.
Yeah, definitely. That's
yeah.
you're a type of guy that loves to kill. You're you refuse to lose a deal. Well, that's what I see. No deal is ever dead. You could bring it back to life.
Yeah, resurrected.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know how to work around obstacles, and you know that some obstacles are really not obstacles. And I've noticed that about you. And that might be your NYPD training, by the way. Maybe you negotiate at gunpoint. I don't know.
All right. So last year we were #1 Remax office in the country.
Yes, we
I mean
were.
that's amazing. That's legendary.
3 years in the business.
How did we do that?
Well, again, thank God I partnered up with 2 other guys that have the same mindset as me. We're relentless. When we put something to our head, we will never stop until we achieve it. And we recruited top players. We also recruited people that weren't at the top of their game. And when they came here, we put so much energy in training them that they became rock stars. That being said, when everybody works together like that, and you grow, it's a recipe for success. And 2019 was that year for us. I mean, when we were told we were getting the award, it was it didn't hit home until we actually received it. And when you're in that room and you see all these top brokers from all over the country, North America, and they're honoring you for being a top office, it's just like it blew me away. And I could say, yeah, it was me, but it's not. It's you. It's your brother. It's everybody working together, just constantly waking up every morning with one mission and one mission only: to succeed. Succeed for yourselves, for your families, and for our company. And that's all you need.
I mean, the number one thing that I see, this is the first brokerage I work for, but as far as the education portion of this company, where everybody's doing more education and constantly does more education that you guys even bring to us. I mean, there's some stuff that I would never go to seek out Grant Cardone himself.
Yes, that's my boy.
That's one thing that I was like apprehensive about, because I was like, oh, Grant Cardone, he's a major player, sell it. And somehow we got in contact with them, and now most of our I wouldn't say most of our agents, a majority of them are definitely students of him.
Yeah, he's he's a type of guy that he has an energy, and he teaches you how to deal with any type of situation. Whether it's negotiating, whether it's closing a deal, whether it's the apprehension of picking up the phone. He teaches you how to do it. And it's not only for realtors, for basically anybody who's in sales. Because, me and Stefano, we came from a profession that you were pretty secure with with that paycheck coming every 2 weeks. You knew that you'll be making this amount of money at the end of the month. You knew you'll be making this amount of money next year. It was pretty much a guarantee. But, that guarantees also cripples your growth. Mm-hmm. Once you go into the sales area, there is no security ever. There's nothing. There's no ceiling and there's no floor. So you really wake up every morning as a hunter. Mm-hmm. And you get compensated very, very well for it.
This is something I also, tell my teammates, that wake up broke every day.
Oh, yes.
That's just...
Do what you got to do for the day.
Get up, and just be your own power plant. Do what you got to do. I want to get into something. You just started a new business venture.
Yes.
I tell my brother how lucky, he has no idea, maybe he does, I don't know, how lucky he is to know you.
Oh, okay. You should know. You should be lucky.
Yeah. To even for me to have this access to you, it's incredible, right? You've been kind of coaching me for years now.
Yes, since the police department.
Yeah. And I tell him, listen to what Sal says. He knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't want to follow,
yes.
People that are negative. They don't know what they're doing. People that tell you how something failed, that they failed. Show me the guy that did it right. That's what I want to listen to.
Positivity, right?
Yeah.
You need that positivity.
But you've started something recently. Why don't you tell us about it?
So during COVID, being secluded at home, stuck at home, I had a lot of time to think of different ways of, different avenues of creating income within my industry. And I'm a product of Brian Buffini's coaching system for the past 15 years. And he's the #1 real estate coaching company. And it's all about referrals, building referrals, a referral company. Because that's the way you want to work.
Okay.
You want to work on referrals. It's a much nicer way to work. You're working with people that trust you, like you, and so building relationships. You told me what's my favorite part in the thing was building relationships. That's right out of the Buffini's system, and I realized that I could teach that very, very well. I come across, with confidence, and I guess I'm likable, and the way I'm, likable with my clients, I can be likable with agents, and I can teach them how to do that. And I decided to open up a company called Coach by Sal, and it's not like a major company. It's more like a mentorship. Anybody that would like to, have me as a personal coach, it's just with one agenda: grow your referral business. Create relationships, expand on them, and expect referrals to come. And that's through social media, through the lost art of note writing, phone calls, taking out a client to lunch. I mean, these are things that most people don't do anymore, and they just feel like they're too busy. But they don't realize that those acts receive the most reward, the most business possible. And you don't have to always wake up in the morning and dread to make those cold calls and door knocking, because it can get frustrating. It can wear you down. It's nice to have that phone of yours keep on ringing and say, "Hey, we're thinking about moving. Come and list my home." And to have a business that you could expect that call 3-4 times a week, it's fantastic.
So is that like the #1 thing as a takeaway for everybody watching? Grow your referral business? Is that like the top thing that you would give? Like,
yeah,
just a little bit of free advice, I guess.
Leo, okay, so this is how I expect, and I expect you and your brother to do this. Yeah. The worst thing that can happen to you guys, that if you just retire from your real estate business, shut the lights and walk into the sunset, and that is it. All that hard work that you did, you've created, that business is gone. What I would like to see you guys do is create a business that you can actually sell, like a doctor sells his practice. Correct? He retires, he goes to Florida, he's going to be fishing for the rest of his life, but he sold his practice to a young doctor that came out. So basically, the young doctor's got patients coming in. You could easily do that, and I've taught agents how to do this as they retire. We have one person who's retiring from the office right now that's exactly what he did. He walked away, he retired, he walked away, and he's receiving referrals from his database on deals that have closed that he's no longer involved. So for the next 5 to 10 years, he'll always be receiving referral checks. Basically fishing in Florida off his boat. Wait, he's like, oh, I got another check coming, another check. That's the type of business that I hope that every realtor builds, especially you guys, because you do have that personality. It's easily, achievable. It really is. But you got to build a business of relationships in order to get that referrals.
I'm looking at your website right now. All right.
Sorry.
So it says excuses make you weak.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
You put out other things. Keep moving forward. Be persistent. Always be hustling. When you interview a new agent that wants to come into the office, what are you looking for?
Yikes.
Yeah. So when I'm interviewing them, some brokers would take everybody immediately.
Yeah.
I won't do that. If you don't fit the brand, if you don't respect the brand, if you're not a team player, and if you're not motivated to do something, I can't want it more for them than they want it for themselves. So and I tell them, I said, listen, I'm talking to you to get to know you. I haven't decided if I'm going to hire you yet. If they sit in front of me and they're asking me, well, what kind of leads do you give out, and what can I expect, and what can the conversation is going to run.
That bothers me already.
It bothers me already. I'm like, you're not Remax material.
Yeah.
I'll teach you how to build a business.
Yeah.
But I won't be your business.
Yeah.
And realtors have to understand that, because there's a lot of realtors here in Staten Island and in Brooklyn that are with brokerage only for the single reason that they get leads thrown at them, like somebody would throw a piece of meat at a dog from the kitchen table, which is fine if that's the way you want to work. But understand one thing: when that broker retires, the very next day you have to retire too. You have nothing to show for it. So I try to find agents that want to be independent of their brokers. I want them to build their own business, and we've talked about it, me and you, so many times. Building your own business, you become a team leader now. You generate your own leads. You're on your way. You're only a few years away of actually destroying the market. If you keep at this pace, it's only a matter of time. It's slow to come, but it's steady, and you can't stop it when it starts coming. And that's how I see you guys.
The biggest thing is never give up.
Never.
You got agents, they come into the business, it takes them a year to make their first deal, whatever it is. But the guys that actually get to, a point where it's become easier for them, it's because they didn't give up.
That's right.
You get all the trials, that you got to go through, all these little things, and I tell people, listen, forget about those people. Just keep chugging forward, just keep moving, That's my biggest take. Tell them, anybody that's coming in you, just keep going forward, and one day you will be, like now agents call me, to ask me how can we do this, from other counties in New York, stuff, like
feels good, right?
They're following me,
feels good.
I'm like not part-time. I'm kind of part-time, but I'm here more than
You have two jobs, but you're not part-time.
Exactly. So, I'm constantly being hit up. Hey, this is the problem I got here, or what do you think? I want to list the house at this price. They'll be in somewhere else, and I'm like, listen, you got 2 listings over there. Why don't you go a little under them? Things like that. Like to me, it's simple. But to them, it's like, wow, I can't believe it.
I think, and this is you have this. You need your hustle needs to be relentless, and that's where I get this from Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone is unlike the referral guy, Brian Buffini. He's the guy that is moving at 100 miles per hour, taking on so many things all at once, and able to do it. And so when I combine the both of building relationships and being totally relentless in my hustle, every day in everything. And Stefano knows, whatever I take on, I do, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's family time or work time, I give it 110%. That's what he wrote a book called 10X. If you approach everything at a 10X level, that's 10 times the average human being does, of course you're going to succeed. There is no other way you can see, and you're going to do it the right way. So yes, you need to be relentless every single day, persistent. And what's the sad thing about it, you were talking about people quitting. Most agents quit right before they strike oil, and they don't realize how close they are.
The first year. It's like I would say 95% of agents quit their first year.
Yeah. And you know what? When you start succeeding in a business like ours, money wise, when you're walking around a convention center and the majority of people are making $500,000 a year, $750,000, a few million, and they walk around with the badge because they identify. You see that you're in an industry that you don't need to have the right genetics. You didn't have to go to Harvard. You just have to be relentless in your hustle every day. You got to show up every day, and it does work. Might not be in 6 months to a year, but if it was that fast,
Everybody be doing it.
Everybody would do it, and you know,
And I think everybody tries it out. Like,
Absolutely.
I see a lot of people, they go into it, they're like, oh, it's so easy.
Yeah.
Take the 75-hour course, this, that. But they don't see what we're doing.
show
Like,
a house.
Yeah,
Here's
so-
the kitchen. There's the
You're
bed.
losing your mind, you know.
yeah.
I mean, you know, before 9 a.m. in the morning, I probably talked to, you know, I've had 80, I'm not kidding, about close to 80 phone calls.
Yeah.
You know, that they started at 7.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm driving from work to my house.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm talking in the car, you know. But I love it. You know,
Yeah.
this is what you want, you know. And I see you're working out. I mean, what time do you start working out? Because I want to try this. I tried working out once.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. It was
Once.
horrible.
Once.
Yeah, it was horrible. I went jogging. My lungs were burning.
Well, you were jogging and smoking at the same time.
Yeah, I was,
Put by the beer too.
yeah.
Yeah, that cup with the beer. So I wake up early. I mean, I'm a 5:30 in the morning guy. I wake up. I'll have my coffee. I'll watch a little bit of news. I try not to watch the news.
Stay away from the news.
Yeah,
I'm tired.
it just
Yeah.
drains me. But I'll try to watch the local news to see if anything's going on. Then, you know, I'll start doing some light work on the computer, you know, just to catch up, you know, plan my day out. And then I go to the gym. I hit it hard. Come home, shower, and I'm here.
Now the whole gym thing, and I know the mindset you need to have behind it. Okay,
We're getting
it's not.
into this
It's
now?
not. Yeah, we're gonna get into this. We're gonna get into this because I think it's important. Okay, look at him. He's jacked.
No, I'm not jacked,
Look,
but
look at this. Okay, look at you. Look at me. Okay.
I think you look great, buddy.
But what I'm saying, you know, to do these things, to get up at a certain time, you know, willpower, I believe, could only take you so far. I think you need to make it a ritual
Yeah.
to do it. To get it. This is my must-dos every day. You know, I gotta get up, I gotta go work out. You know, and then you start, you know, whatever you start. But it needs to be a ritual. I call agents sometimes. It's like 11 a.m. You know, I'm already 5 hours into my day.
Yeah.
I'm calling them up. Did they just wake up? It sounds like.
Yeah.
How did this guy get a listing? You know,
By luck.
You know. So, I mean, keep up your hustle, okay? Anything else you want to tell us, Sal?
Listen, I think everybody should have goals, not a wish list, actual goals. Don't think about it in your head. Actually put pen to paper and write them down. When you write a goal down on paper, something happens. And my advice is don't say that I will be a millionaire. I will be this. I am a millionaire. I do this. Even though you're not.
I have a yacht.
Exactly. I have a yacht. Today I'm going to go on my yacht and I'm going to, you know, sunbathe in the nude, you know, off of France. You know, hey, you know what? You're setting off things in your head that you're actually doing it. And the universe, it might sound a little corny, but the universe will reward you that. If you keep on saying, I wish I had this, if I only had this, it's called the law of attraction. The more you wish, you're not going to get it. The more you know and think at that moment that you have it, your brain starts working in a different way. You start recognizing opportunities that most people will just walk right by and not see it. But once you start if you ever think about, if you're ever in a position that you're thinking about something constantly, I'll give you an example. You're looking for a car. You see a specific car that you love. You're doing all this research, and now all of a sudden you drive around, you see that car everywhere. But it's not because people just bought that car out of nowhere. Now your brain is starting to recognize it because you've been thinking about buying this car for weeks. And that's if you use that same philosophy on financial freedom, it's yours.
I gotta tell you something. This is something I've been doing, you know, and we understand this. But if you talk to a regular person, like, you know, they're talking about their car, and you're like, I'm past that. I'm getting a jet, you know, like they're looking at you crazy. Like the regular person, I believe, can't even fathom themselves getting to that place. Which to me, it's totally. I feel like, why don't I have one already? You know, like,
my advice to you is to have goals so big that
Yeah.
it would scare people.
Exactly. That's another thing. You know, like I tell him all the time.
He's
because this is where I try to drill into him. You know.
Have goals like so big.
Here's how I think. Like, if you say you go so high and you achieve close to it, it's enough to like make it like big enough already.
Well, you're right. If you
go so big that
okay,
little,
so you have a goal to buy a jet.
yeah, something like that.
It falls short. You fall short of buying a jet.
Fine.
You're probably driving a goddamn nice car, and you're probably living in a really nice home.
Exactly.
Because you fell short of buying a jet. It's okay to fall short, but just go for it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Just in your mind, you're going for it, and never let any fear is a liar, guys. It is a complete liar. You know, I used to be afraid of a lot of things, and I'm like, why? What, you know, really?
So you fail.
So what?
Get up.
Stepping stones
That's
of
it. Failure.
success.
You can't just go to success.
No.
You gotta.
Well,
you need to fail. I mean, no. Who's that
it's-
guy? You know.
Success is that much sweeter when you pass those failures. All right.
Listen, it was a pleasure.
Thank you.
know.
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it more.
Sorry, Leo. Sorry for the beat up.
All right, Sal. So since we're ending the interview now, I mean, you know, you're free to plug your business.
Okay, well, obviously, if you're a realtor and you're looking to build your business and stay behind a brand name, internationally brand name, and build your networking, there's no better place than to work than Remax. Remax Elite. We have 2 offices in Staten Island, one in Tauntville, one in New York, Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, and Rockaway Beach in Queens. So we do cover all of the city, actually, all the 5 boroughs. So if you're looking to grow and bring your business to a whole new level, by all means, reach out to me. And if you're a broker or a realtor outside the area of New York or even here, and you're not looking to make the move and you still want to be coached on how to build a referral business, again, coached by Sal, I teach people how to build a referral business, predictable revenue. You know?
What's the website to get onto?
It's coachbysal.com.
Okay.
I'll put it in the bottom so someone can see it.
Yeah, show them. And you can follow me on Instagram. I'm the only one. Sal Carolla, mentor, broker, Remax. So.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the interview as much as I did. All right. Whatevertainment TV, we're gonna continue. More interviews to come next week, and please share the video with all your friends and
Subscribe.
Subscribe. You could go onto our Facebook page, Instagram. What do we got? We got TikTok going on or something,
I don't
right?
know about
We're
TikTok.
working on it.
Yeah. Again,
But leave a message. Follow us. All right. Thank you very much.
On YouTube, hit the subscribe button.
Subscribe.
Hit the button.
I don't know what they're talking about.
And the alarm button. Hey,
Press something.
He's so outdated. Hit the subscribe button.
Press something. All right.
The world knows what we're talking about.
All right. Stay
Beautiful.
safe. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.